All right, what is going on, people? Welcome to yet another installment of Tony's Take. All right, I have to do a follow-up to the video I did last night about Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider on Xbox One's quote-unquote extra textures. Now, as I showed in that last video, those extra textures that the fanboys were raving about don't actually exist, right? Looking at my screen here, as you can see, the first image is from the Xbox One X, right? Second image is from a PC, a user's PC. You can see it right there, Chromatic 9, right? And then the one next to that is the clean version. Now, basically, what happened is Digital Foundry, they kind of forgot to, show that Lara actually has different textures on her face when she gets hurt, right? When they did their comparisons. But the thing is, the fanboys jumped in and said, oh, the Xbox One X version has more textures on it. They just ran with that, But this image here proves that's not the case. However, even though this is clear and this is just proof, right? Look at this. Right there. That tells you everything you need to know, right? But despite that, you still had dudes telling me in the comment section, oh, that thing's doctored. Oh, it was fake. Shit like that. Oh, it's just a NeoGAF user. Like that's supposed to be a derogatory term. So basically, people weren't believing what they were seeing, right? But there's more, right? So over on Twitter, there's my man Kofi, Press Start Kofi. Biggest shout out to my man Kofi. So he pointed out, it's like, hey, Digital Foundry, you got some explaining to do. Why didn't they use the wounded version of Lara in their comparison? And he called out the guy who wrote the article, John Linneman, right? Great guy, by the way. He's a good dude. I like, here's the thing. I like Digital Foundry. I pretty much like everybody on there. But John, he's a really good guy, right? So Kofi goes on there. He's like, hey, can you explain this? So John, he replies, he goes, did you read the text under those shots on the sides? Those faces aren't mentioned for a reason. Xbox One X equals PC on very high textures. PlayStation 4 Pro is high textures, right? I'll explain all that later. So Kofi goes, I understand that your images had people thinking Xbox One X had extra textures. That wasn't there on the PC version. That's all I'm saying. So John replies with, yeah, I mistakenly assumed people would look through and see the base textures, but I guess not. So this is what happened, right? So my man John, he posted comparisons, right? And he expected people to just look at the actual graphical improvements, right? That's not what happened. People saw those extra textures and they were like, oh shit, this thing has more textures on the Xbox One version. Basically, if you look at all the images, let me go back. Actually, I don't have the original one here, but actually, no, let me just zoom in here. Check this out. So if you, oh no, Kofi just coded this thing. But anyway, basically the original thing by Mike Ibarra, right? It shows the Xbox One X version, the PS4 Pro version, and the PC version, right? Now, John, he wanted you to just look at the actual graphical improvements, right? And it's clear to see that the Xbox One X version does have graphical improvements over the Pro version, right? It's clear as day to see that, right? That's what he wanted people to look at. However, that's not what people looked at. People looked at Lara's face. I'm like, why does she have more stuff on her face there than she does in the other version? So again, that led to the assumption that the Xbox One X version has more textures, right? So I jump in and I fucked up. The guy's name is John, not Jon. So I go, John, will you do a follow-up to clarify this to folks? A lot mistakenly believe the Xbox One X Rise of the Tomb Raider has textures not found on PS4 Pro, right? So he replies with, after he, Constantine also says something too. So John replies, yes, that's the plan. I noted in the video, this is a very early comparison designed to share impression. Much more to come, right? And then I start gushing about his 32X video, there was another reply I did here too. But yeah, the point is that, hold on. I'm sorry. Again, I'm just doing this shit real time because there's something else he said that I thought was very to the point. By the way, there's the original image I was talking about. The one I was being shared around, right? Again, here's a comparison. Xbox One X version of the game, PS4 Pro version of the game. I'm going to get to that in a bit, right? Let me get back to it. Because John said something that I thought was interesting. That was me gushing, but basically he told Kofi that, the game has extra like textures on the face, but he assumed people would look past that. Obviously, that didn't happen, but yeah, there it is. So that's the guy that wrote the article definitively saying that, that he goofed up basically, and that, again, I'm just looking through these tweets here. It's hard to concentrate, but yeah, man, there it is. There is your proof of there. The actual guy himself right there. Yes, I mistakenly assumed people would look through and see the base textures. But the point is, the PS4 Pro version of the game runs at high textures, right? Xbox One X versions runs at very high textures, which is awesome. No one's taking that away from the Xbox One X. The thing was that everybody latched on to the fact that these things had extra textures, which it doesn't. And the last thing I want to point out, this one is hilarious. So I went around, okay, my original plan was I was going to go fire up, because I have all three versions of the game. I was going to fire it up on Xbox, PC, PS4 Pro, right? Problem is, I already beat the game on PC and on Xbox, so I couldn't exactly see the cutscene, and I haven't actually started it on PS4 Pro, so I couldn't look at that either. But I went on YouTube, and I found this. This is from the Argent Defender, right? Blow this up here. This is a screenshot, right, from Tomb Raider on Xbox One, 2015. Look at that face. Same exact textures on it, man. Let me go back. See? From the PC version, right? Xbox One X version. Same thing. Obviously, since this is a YouTube video, it's going to look a little grainy and shit. But it shows you right there that the textures are there on both of them, right? So the Xbox One X version does not have any extra textures. So I'm hoping this video right here put the lid on this thing, because, people went wild with this nonsense when that just wasn't the case, man. It was not the case. All right, so that's it for me. We're probably going to bring this up again on Throwdown on Thursday. Very interesting development here. Again, because these guys, they jump on, and any little bit of ammo they could have, they go for it. They go for it because they need that win. It's hilarious, man. All right, man. So, yeah, that's going to do it for me, man. I just want to know your thoughts again. Let me know what you think about Tomb Raider Gate, Oh, by the way, and to you guys saying that I'm damage controlling, how is telling the truth damage controlling? That doesn't make sense to me. You're spreading the truth out there. That's not damage control. Damage control is when you're trying to cover something up. I'm not covering shit up. I'm laying it all bare. It been exposed, man. All right. Oh, by the way, and the featured image for this post, that's from Xbox One as well, right? With the same textures. All right, man. So that's going to do it for me. Once again, I was going to say your host. I'm too used to doing Throwdown. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Hit like, subscribe to the channel, all the other good stuff. I'll see you all next time. Later.